the faculty members, the participants of Certified Lean Champion Training Program. This is our second batch. Thank you so much for the overwhelming response. But the first session, we made it common. We made it common, and in fact, we have invited some guest participant also, only to let you know the power of the lean principles, the tools and techniques. And if you are really inspired by knowing the lean principles, the tools and techniques, maybe you can continue learning the complete program also, right? So I really appreciate those who have already taken the initiative and enrolled for the full program. I really appreciate some of the participants have done that, but even the others you should not miss, because it has a huge, huge potential to make a big impact in your career. So more than Six Sigma, lean is the one that gets implemented first in any organization, because it is more of common sense approach, and more of giving think making your people think better, right? Think, learn, and then you allow your people to grow. And any organization expect people who have the capacity to think properly, and then learn the needed knowledge, and then grow in the organization. You don't have to always search for the opportunities outside. Whereas if you have the habit of learning, thinking, learning, and growing, you can be highly successful, within your current company. No matter how big or how small the company is, the company will definitely be able to recognize and treat you as an important asset. So with that note, let me take you through the first session. This first session is more of understanding the foundation, understanding the principles, understanding, the outline of the whole system, how the lean works, and what actually, made Toyota to be super successful. So they learned many things from America, and then later they have become a big competition to the American companies. Even today, they are able to retain their position in the market, right? And they made $1 billion saving when other companies were incurring loss. What is the secret behind? And that is the essence of the whole program. So without delaying further, I will be sharing my presentation, and here it is. All right. So this particular program will be offered by myself, Dr. Gopal Sivakumar, and Mr. Vivek Kumar. You could see him on the screen, and he is a very well-versed expert, and in implementation particularly. And who is equally capable is our another faculty, Mr. Veeraraghavan. I couldn't see him right now. Maybe he'll be.
I'm here, sir.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah. Mr. Veeraraghavan. So he also has a rich experience in industry. Though I came from an academic background, I can simplify all the theories and bring it to your table. However, these people can convert the theory into a right implementation knowledge. What will be the challenges you might face when you are actually implement your learning. So they are going to share all their practical experience, and at the same time not compromising on the theory, because theory and practice both are equally important, right? So theory without practice sometimes might go useless. At the same time, practice without theory might sometimes become very dangerous. So you need to have the right mix always, and that is what we are going to do in this program. So once again, I wish all of you the best of
I would
learning.
like to add one point here, sir. Just
Yes, sir,
as you
please.
have named it very aptly, your session about lean thinking. That is something very, very important because it is more than tools, more than techniques, more than some exact methodology. It is more about the way people think. And I must appreciate Dr. GSK's insights and his
Yes.
visionary and his vision that he has named his session as lean thinking, and that gives me another opportunity to add that all the big software developers, they are looking for in a very big way to adopt lean way of thinking.
And lean is nothing but the TPS. That is what we all know. And TPS is not just Toyota production system. It is a thinking production system, a system that can think and act, right? And that's going to be important message. Okay, please confirm if all of you can see my slide. Is that good?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
look at the heading: standardize, stabilize. Because if you standardize and stabilize, you become eligible for improvement. So the starting point is standardizing and stabilizing. Unless you standardize, you will not be able to empower your employees. So the basic requirement, the foundational requirement for any organization, to succeed. In fact, ultimately, it is not just, making money. Ultimately, they should be able to contribute to the society and the community at large. So that will happen only if you have a standardized and stabilized process, right? So then you focus on improve. So that's why I named my session as standardize, stabilize, and improve. So improvement on the quality and improvement on the productivity becomes a topic of discussion only if standardization and stabilization are in place and the organization, is willing to learn for that. Then only the quality improvement and the productivity improvement can happen. So how, let's in this particular session, let's try to understand how the lean principles, the lean system and lean tools and techniques can help us in achieving this goal, right? And this, do you think this, whatever I'm talking right now is applicable only to manufacturing industry? No. It is applicable to manufacturing as well as the non-manufacturing and service industries, be it chemical industry, pharma industry, or nuclear industry, or ship construction or aircraft construction, medical products and software, IT, building construction, sieving or defense, banks, insurance, hospitals, post office, and whatnot. All of you can apply it in your daily life also, right? So you all know me very well. And I'm not going to read out this. So your faculty, Dr. Gopal Sivakumar. Okay, and this is going to be the presentation overview. The first session is a power-packed session, but the second part is going to be in the pace exactly that match your learning requirement, right? Sorry, this is part two. The part one I will be delivering, and then part two I will be joining the faculty team. We have the Mr. Vivek Kumar and our Veeraraghavan. So the first part right now, what I will do is I will introduce Toyota production system and help all of you understand the 4 P's around which the Toyota production system is built. The 4 P's around which the Toyota production system is built, and then the 14 principles inside the Toyota production system, and then some good introduction to the lean tools and techniques. But gaining a deeper insight about how to standardize and stabilize the results in your organization and what kind of tools you can use to enhance the built-in quality. See, by design, you achieve certain level of quality. Whatever is the design, only that your company can deliver. So anything above the design is not possible. So that is what is called as the built-in quality. How can we bring the built-in quality close to 100% so that you don't have to work too much on the improvements, right? So the design itself can guarantee a greater level of quality. And then you also need tools to enhance your productivity, because what we deliver to the customer is important, is definitely important, because customer cannot compromise on the quality. But at the same time, how do you make that product and then deliver it to the customer? That is something, really a big requirement internally. Hope all of you understand, right? So producing a quality product to the customer, yes, it is definitely the expectation of the customer to receive a quality product and a quality service. But what is that you are doing internally to do that? Do you want to do a lot of work and work very, very hard and then produce, or do you want to do it smartly? If you want to do it smartly, that means you are very productive, right? And that is what we call it, the productivity. There are certain tools which can come in handy to enhance your quality, and certain tools which can help in your productivity. And there are certain tools which can allow you to standardize and stabilize your results. For example, let's talk about 5S, a workplace organizing tool. The primary focus, is a foundation tool. So 5S can be a good starting point for improvement, any company, because it can greatly influence, to stabilize your result. Problems can easily come to the surface. So, in my opinion, 5S can be a fantastic tool to start with if you are focusing on stabilizing your results. And SOP. What is SOP? Standard operating procedure. And establishing standards. Why should you establish standards? So people will be motivated to improve on further, right? So establishing standards and creating standard work procedures, and these are all the foundation tools. Even Fivers is considered a foundation tool, which can help any organization to achieve the stability it deserves. Please
இதாங்க
note the same.
30 ரூபா.
Please note the same tools at a later point of time can help you with enhancing the quality, also help you with enhancing the productivity also. Like, and suppose if you talk about the built-in quality, you all know there is a tool known as Pokeyoke. So Pokeyoke comes under the built-in quality because it doesn't allow the mistakes to happen. It's a mistake proofing system, isn't it? It's a failure proofing system. So it's a tool that is coming under your built-in quality.
5
And
மிளகு. Okay. 10
your
பேர்
pull
பார்த்தீங்கன்னா
system,
10 into 5.
your pull system or the Kanban, these are the tools which will actually, ensure pull and make sure the flow is smooth and continuous. So that means, no resource will be waiting. So that means the impact is directly on the productivity. Can you see that there are certain tools developed particularly to strengthen your foundation of the entire system? The foundation is standardizing and stabilizing the results. Hope all of you will completely agree with me. This is the foremost requirement in any company. If you can't sustain what you are achieving right now, and what are you going to do in the future? If you make a business of 10 crore right now, yes, you should first of all learn to sustain that 10 crore of income. If you don't know how to sustain the 10 crore of income and you are talking about 100 crores and you are making a mess, right? So sustaining the results. There are certain foundational level tools which can help you to standardize and stabilize your results, and there are certain tools which can strengthen your further strengthen your built-in quality, so that the quality assurance goes to a greater level. Customer, like, just think about the quality the Toyota maintains even today. They just don't make cars to make money. They make the cars so that your experience with the car is enjoyable. There is a difference in the perspective, right? And similarly, there are certain tools which can reduce the turnaround time completely, which can ensure your operating cost can go down completely. Those are known as tools for productivity. So these tools and techniques, principles are directly applicable in all organization, including our organization. We are into training and consulting. We can also apply all these principles, tools, and techniques, all corners of our business. And that's the reason why the government has come up with a very nice scheme. I don't know how many of you know it. In fact, I recently posted a link in the group, and I've seen some people responding to it. Like, there is a training program government is giving where they will also freely certify you as a lean champion. But of course, that may not be as intensive as the kind of knowledge you will be getting it here. But then it will give an overview idea. And the scheme is known as Manufacturing Competitiveness Lean Scheme. And any company, no matter whether it is micro, small, or medium sized company, MSME is coming forward to offer a grant of 20 to 30 lakhs, just to make your people learn the lean principles, lean tools and techniques, and then implement in the organization. And there are certain requirements, and then there are designated consultants will be allowed to work on such implementation. And one such program is what is going to start from this Monday onwards. I have recommended the same to all of you. And so this is the scheme here, and there are 3 levels in it. And this particular program will definitely give you a sound knowledge much higher than what a 5-day program can do. And see here, so the idea of lean is to reduce rejections, reduce movements, and hence reducing the operating cost. All of you agree with me? We have to reduce the rejections and reduce the movements, at the same time, ultimately reducing the operating cost. The operating cost constitutes the cost of manufacturing and the overhead. Do you think the cost of manufacturing should be reduced? The overhead cost should be reduced. That means your overall operating cost will come down, right? If the overall operating cost comes down with little money, you can run the organization completely. You are creating a wonderful scenario for the management, isn't it? With little money, you are running the same show. All right. So reduce on certain things, and then you need to optimize certain things. So optimize means it not necessarily you should reduce, or not necessarily you should increase. Do the appropriate one. What is needed? Say for example, space utilization. Space utilization you optimize, and the consumption of resources like water, energy, and etc. You need to optimize. What is required? Yes, obviously, no, you should do it. And then you should always focus on enhancing certain things. What are you supposed to enhance? The quality should continuously go up. Hope all of you agree with me. The social and environmental accountability, you should be very much conscious about the societal needs and the environmental needs. You should never go against it. And profitability should keep on improve. And the awareness to the latest technologies. Your people slowly should adopt the latest technologies, isn't it? The industry 4.0. And now there are so many technologies available, like your artificial intelligence, your virtual reality, and the machine vision, and so many other 4.0 techniques available, the IoT, cloud computing. Is that your organization capitalizing on all these technologies? If not, you should have the guts to ask the question why. Right? And then ultimately we are empowering. We are bringing the digital empowerment to our organization, right? So the benefits are like your capabilities will go high. Production capability, if the production capability goes high, you will be able to crack the domestic market very well. If your quality and productivity levels are really high, why don't you think about exporting your product? Right? Why don't you think about it? The lean thinking gives your organization a capability to penetrate into the international market, not just thinking about the domestic market. Don't worry whether your company is too small or moderately sized. Don't worry. Still, it can happen. And then workplace safety will enhance like anything. The people will really become learning people. Some people might think, I'm already an MBA, I'm already an ME, I'm already an engineer, and I'm already a doctorate, so I don't have to learn. No. Your organization definitely needs people who can think, learn, and grow. If you are not learning, and you will not be growing. If you are not learning, it means you are not thinking properly. You are thinking in a wrong direction. And for sure, you are not going to grow. And employees in the organization must be challenged to grow. Not just employees, the whole enterprise. So what is an enterprise? Your organization, the network of suppliers and vendors, everything put together is known as the enterprise. At the enterprise level, you must challenge everyone to grow. You can give more orders to the companies who give better quality products. Likewise, an innovative work culture, right? Be open to the creativity and innovation. All right, so this is in essence, the government also wants to see happening with the MSMEs. So such a powerful principles and tools and techniques you will be learning here. So you can always run the business in the traditional classical way, or you can also run the business in the Toyota way or the lean way. So what is the basic difference? Classically, traditionally, companies believe that high quality products are expensive. Am I right? High quality products are expensive, but the companies who know the principles and who live the principles and philosophies of lean, for them only the belief is quality is inexpensive. You can always pay several lakhs to learn the same thing and come back to us and learn everything, in a very affordable manner. So quality becomes expensive if the company starts respecting the lean principles and techniques. And traditionally, companies think that to increase the profit, you have to focus on increasing the price. Many companies do that, isn't it? You're not profitable and you're not really making money. So the first thing that comes to their mind is they simply think of increasing the price. But you must always know that the price is governed by the market and the customer. The price is governed by the market most of the time because competition exists. If you really cannot touch the price part, then you must definitely focus on reducing your cost of poor quality. Reducing your cost of poor quality. So cost of poor quality is a result of the failures that are happening. So what are failures? And if you don't notice a non-conformance, or if you notice and even make the corrections, then also a failure has happened. Yes or no? Whether you don't notice a non-conformance or you notice a non-conformance and then correct it, then also a failure has happened. That means, this is what we call it as the defects. And if customer cannot notice a defect, but still you could notice a non-conformance because somewhere the practice, what you practice is not matching with the theory. You understand this statement? Your practice, what you are practicing in the real time is not matching with the theory. Is it really a problem? Theory is something, the ideal state. Theory is something, the ideal state. If you are running a boiler, theoretically the efficiency can be 60%, let's say. Theoretically, the efficiency can be 60% because the theory itself admits some loss. But you are running the same boiler at 35% efficiency. Can you see a gap here? The theory demands for a higher level of efficiency, but what you currently practice, you are practicing at a lower level of efficiency. If there is a difference between theoretical efficiency and practical efficiency, you clearly lag in terms of productivity. This is what we call it as waste. All of you, do you understand? This is what we call it as waste. And something happening in your workplace, but then, that is not actually, boosting the value of the product. Or you are doing a lot of work, but then you are not really able to charge your customer accordingly. You run the boiler for several hours, but then, you charge the customer, only the prescribed money. No, that element you are not able to add. That means, you must find a way to run the boiler for minimum number of hours, still meet the customer requirement, right? And this is what we call it waste. Not knowing the defect, not knowing that, defects are happening and waste are happening is known as the risk. Yes or no? If you don't know, yes, these kind of defects are happening, or this kind of defects may happen, or these kind of waste may happen. If you really don't have that knowledge, that means, there is a lot of uncertainty. Anything can happen at any point of time. You poorly monitor and you have poor control over anything. That means the risk levels are very high. If the risk levels are very high, automatically failure will happen. Agree, all of you? If the risk levels are very high, then automatically the failure will happen. Just imagine you driving a car at different speed. What is your normal speed of driving the car? 40 to 60 kilometers when you actually go to the office. And why are you not driving at 80 to 100? You might incur, some failures, some accidents. And what will happen if you drive at a speed of 150 kilometers and 150 kilometers per hour and above? And for sure, you are not going to reach the office. So if you allow the risk levels to increase, automatically failure will happen. So you should find a way to quantify the risk and mitigate the risk. And if a company proactively, not just reactively, proactively focus on preventing the defects and preventing the waste, as well as, reducing the risk. And for such companies, quality is inexpensive. All of you agree? Quality is inexpensive. You will be able to produce the world's best-in-class product at the cheapest cost. It will not only be cheaper to you, but also be cheaper to the customer. Can you see that? The product, your operating cost is very low, it becomes very cheaper for you, and hence you offer it at a very cheaper price to your customer also. So that means, customer finds a lot of value in your product. At the same time, they pay very less. Literally, everybody would like to buy your product. right? So this is called, the Toyota way. The focus is on reducing the defects, waste, and the risk. Please note, defect is also a form of waste. Defect is also considered as a form of waste in lean philosophy. Is that clear to all of you? And companies who don't understand lean, for them, the quality and speed are inversely proportional. You ask for a better result, and they will ask you to wait. You ask for a better result, they will ask you to wait. You ask for a high quality, they will ask you to wait. But for lean companies, the quality and speed are directly proportional. It means what? The more the quality you maintain, the faster you can deliver such products. Can you, all of you, please tell me, for 5 years before, if we wanted to get a visiting card printed, how many days it took us 5 years before for getting a visiting card printed? 2 days. Today, you can print and then get your visiting card delivered within 4 hours. At the same time, the quality is, the best in class. You can, whatever is your expectation, in the same manner, it can be. And there are companies operating in that fashion. You have a lot of websites, isn't it? You don't have to do much. All the templates are readily available. You just go there, key in your name, your phone number, mail ID, and then your company's logo if available. And then they will place it, the system itself will place it appropriately. And then they will ask you to proofread. And once you give approval, and then it will be printed and delivered on the same day. Can you see that? And you will be definitely, highly satisfied. They are ready to, take back their product. No question, you can return the product and they will not ask you any question. If you are not satisfied, you can simply return the product, right? So such a kind of return policy also they have. That is because of, all these practices. So now do you understand quality is proportional to speed? Yes or no? Yes. And another problem with many companies is the failures are invisible. Problems never come to the surface. If you don't respect the lean principles, and then if your people are not equipped properly with the the principles, philosophies, and the appropriate tools and techniques, many problems will get hidden. You look at my slide, there is an iceberg. In the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg only you are seeing. But if you ask normally any people, they will say, sir, I can see the iceberg, but you're not seeing the complete iceberg. You only see the tip of the iceberg. The same is the logic. If you ask them, do you know the failures that are happening in your company? Yes, they will say, absolutely, yes, sir. We are maintaining everything close to 100%. But the reality is they know only the tip of the iceberg. There are many failures that are hidden if these principles are not fully understood. And now you see the complete iceberg. The portion of the iceberg that is hidden inside the water is found to be much more bigger in size than the visible portion. Yes or no? So if you think your cost of poor quality is just 4 to 5%, please note, trust me, you are only accounting the visible failures. If you account the invisible failures, the cost of poor quality itself will account to 30 to 40%. And many failures you will be able to understand if you really, become a lean champion. Taking more time to effect the changeover is a failure. How many of you accept it? So what is the appropriate time you must take? I said earlier, there is a theoretical time available. To effect the changeover, yes, this is the theoretical. See, if you compare your performance against the the theoretical output, you must use the word known as efficiency. If your practical output is equal to the theoretical output, now your efficiency is 100%. If you compare your output with respect to the input you are consuming, that is known as productivity. You must learn a lot. Initially, you compare with respect to the input, but gradually you must shift your thinking to the theoretical output. Can you see the difference? If you are comparing with respect to the input, you can use the word productivity. If you are comparing your performance against the theoretical performance, you can use the word efficiency. How many of you understand the difference now between productivity and efficiency? All of you, can you show thumbs? Yeah. So what is that your company is talking about? Your company is talking about productivity or efficiency? There is a long way to make their thinking change. Even if the productivity wise, if they are very, very, if they reach the maximum, they have still another area to work on, which is the efficiency. Right? There is always a room for improvement. That is what I'm trying to say here. See here, there are many things written here which companies, cannot recognize as failure. As long as the company do not recognize these failures, and all these things will act as a monster and then eat away all your profit, and if possible, your investment also, and your company can become a bankrupt. So it's very, very important that we bring all these monsters, problems to the surface, for which you must connect all the processes. Am I right? If you disconnect a process, allow a person to work in isolation, how will you be able to understand and know the mistakes he is committing? Like many people are here, not turning on the video. I really cannot understand what are they doing. If they connect, now we can understand whether he is focusing or not, yes or no. So this is called, connecting. This is called establishing a flow. Processes are connected to each other. All the participants are connected to the trainer. If you don't connect, yes, definitely no. There will be poor monitoring, and which will lead to poor performance and all that. So we need to establish a flow and connection between the process. That means slowly you have to change from your push approach to pull approach. Push approach to pull approach. Nothing wrong in initially, spending your resources slightly in excess. In order to change from push to pull, you may have to put some extra effort, yes or no? Nothing will happen just like that. This extra effort means, extra resources are getting consumed. It's absolutely okay in short term. Any company, any small shop you start, you will not get the business, on day one. First 10 days, first 100 days, you will be putting your money into the, business. After some time only, it will give returns. What I'm trying to say here is, don't focus on short term. It's like, constructing a flyover. At the time of construction of the flyover, there will be a lot of struggles, lot of challenges. You have to incur that to see, a phenomenal, improvement in the result, right? So that's the thing. So if I ask all of you a small question, out of the so many cards I'm showing here in my screen, which is a quality card? Please choose your option in the chat box. Let me see how good is your understanding about the quality. Please type your options in the chat box. BMW, and BMW. All are BMW so far.
Sir, so much it is safest car now, sir.
Very good, very good. No problem. I really appreciate that. But I have some different answers also, different approaches also. All cars are good as per their built-in quality. And somebody says Hyundai also, but all of you can participate, right? This is very, very important. Don't get disconnected from the group, from the community. You should always be part of your company. Okay. See, can you see here, many of us, in spite of undergoing a lot of training, becoming a green belt, and I believe all of you are green belt or a black belt here, but still, when I asked you a question, which is a quality car, you didn't ask me any other cross question and straight away you are saying that BMW. You must have asked me a question. Sir, for whom you are asking? What is the customer segment? Right? Need not be just one person. At least you should have a broader understanding of what is the customer segment. Are you talking about someone who is having several crores in the bank balance? Are you talking about someone who is having several millions in the bank balance? Are you talking about someone who just have 10 lakhs in the bank balance? The segment is very important, isn't it? You know your customers and then know their requirements. And if a product is found to meet all the requirements of a customer, the product is considered a quality product. Yes or no? All these cars can be quality cars, provided they fulfill the requirements of its own customer segment. The best answer to this question, the question can be, all the cars can be quality cars. I think one answer came, in that sense, and it is by Padmanabhan Madhavraj. So I want all of you to have, this thinking, and you have to think from the customer standpoint. All right. So origin of lean. You see certain people here, you all know in 1926, the Toyota Loom Works was converted into Toyota Automotive by the founder Sakichi Toyoda, by the founder of the company Sakichi Toyoda. But then later, around 1950, you know what happened? These peoples within Toyota, Eiji Toyota, the nephew of the founder, and Taichi Ono, and Dr. Shigeo Shingo, and these three people, they collaborated themselves and to develop a system which is very unique and specific to the requirements of Toyota. You know what are the requirements of Toyota? They wanted to make cars for the Japanese people. Yes or no? So Japanese population, you all know, compared to the global market, you know, it is smaller. So initially they wanted to meet the requirement of, you know, the Japanese people. So the market is small. So they really, you know, cannot have something similar, you know, something similar to like, you know, a system that can suit the global market. A system that can suit the global market can be completely very different from the system that has to suit the domestic market. Yes or no? If you are marketing for a larger set of people, a kind of global market, then probably you will have a chance to think about the mass production. But even today, the Toyota is selling his car across the globe in many countries. Yes or no? But still they follow the same system. It's they stand as a clear evidence that batch production is best, right? Even if you really wanted to penetrate into the global market. All right, so they developed a system which is very unique and very specific to Toyota. But the initial thoughts, let us think in terms of 1950s, not what's happening today. That time they wanted to make cars suitable to the Japanese, and the Japanese mentality is they wanted more variety. If they go for a meal, they need different varieties of food in the same plate. Similarly, when they want to buy a car, they wanted several options. So obviously, your plan should be capable of producing multiple variants of a car. That means you have to produce different types of cars in your factory. So flexibility is required, isn't it? You can't have a separate factory for every variant. It's very true, isn't it? So you can't have a separate factory for each and everything. So they wanted a flexibility. At the same time, if your customer segment divides into several groups, then the demand for the car will also get reduced to smaller number category wise. Yes or no? If there are 100 cars you make, and if people want 4 types of car, probably 100 people will buy 25 from each category. So that means, you should be able to produce in smaller batches. So, but the same point of time, the Ford was catering to the global market in a big manner, even before, the Toyota can come up. So they were having something known as Ford production system, which is primarily a mass production system. So they wanted to copy the best practices of Ford. At the same time, the challenge is they have to produce cars in smaller numbers. So to cater to this requirement, they developed a system and they named it as Toyota Production System. And the fundamental philosophy behind developing the Toyota Production System is nothing but the title of the session I am right now offering. What is the title? You must standardize and stabilize so that continuous improvement becomes possible, so that you can actually empower your own employees. Do you understand? If you really wanted to empower your employees, because for understanding how is your employees performing, standards are required. If standards are not available, you can't make a wise comparison, and you can't actually set new targets. So standardizing and stabilizing, and then two more things: the right sizing of the resources. What is right sizing of the resources? Give your people only the resources only in the exactly required quantity. How much? See, you have to if you simply produce infinitely, then infinite amount of raw material you have to give. But if you reduce the size to, let's say, 50, the batch size is 50, and you will be able to precisely calculate how much raw material is required. Yes or no? To produce 50, how many machines are required? How many operators are required? You can give exactly the same number. This is called right sizing the resources. Can you understand, all of you? If you know your batch size, you can right size the resources accordingly. This can help a lot in boosting your productivity. How many of you understand this? If you have the batch size defined and you give exactly the amount of resources that is required, this can help you to boost your productivity. If productivity is at the worst, then the problems will become abruptly visible. Do you understand? Imagine I give you raw material for making 50 units of a product, but in return, you give me only 40 units. Can I not understand you have wasted, 10 units of raw material? Because how much I gave? I gave you the raw material and it's a buyback arrangement. You have to give me 50 units, but then you are giving me only 40. That means you don't know how to utilize the resources. This is called right sizing, the pillar of productivity. This is called right sizing, the pillar of productivity. And another thing is self-monitoring. Another thing is self-monitoring. What is self-monitoring? Your system itself will predict whether the built-in quality is appropriate or not. If any product, is produced with some defects, your system itself, will prevent it. Or if a defect is about to happen, your system itself will prevent it. And this is, in Japanese language, this is known as jidoka. This is known as jidoka. And the right sizing of the resource is the pillar of productivity, and self-monitoring is the pillar of built-in quality. All of you understand? Monitoring is required if you are concerned about the quality. All right. Some kind of monitoring is required to ensure a certain level of the built-in quality. So there is one pillar of productivity which is known as just in time. There is another pillar known as pillar of built-in quality, and in Japanese language terms they call it jidoka, right? And there are tools coming under the foundation. There are tools coming under the pillars of just in time or pillars of productivity and the pillars of quality, and that is what you all will be mastering in the course. And the key benefits, you can see here the house of Toyota production system. Can you see a golden house with the solid foundation and the pillars on the left side and the pillar on the right side? And what is written on the foundation? What is written on the foundation?
Stability.
Stability. And in order to bring in the stability and the Heijunka, standardized work, Kaizen. Heijunka means leveling out. Heijunka means leveling out. Do you think workload must be leveled among the employees? If there are 10 people, all of them should be loaded equally. Is that correct? If there are 10 machines, you have to assign the work equally. Are you running machines also in that fashion in your company? Or is that one machine is running for 24 hours, another machine is running for 22 hours, another machine is running for 18 hours? Is that happening? If that is happening, you have not understood the principle of Ejunka, leveling. All the machines should have equal workload. If you have 1,500 machines, all 1,500 machines should have equal workload. Otherwise, you are disrupting a principle known as leveling. Clear, all of you? And standardized work. There is a specified way of doing every work. Work should not happen, based on the person who is working. Work should happen based on the set of step-by-step instruction that is pre-written. Do you get my point? Standardized work. The work is defined well in advance, step by step. And whether you are an expert or an ordinary employee, you are supposed to follow the step by step that is available. And then only a standardized work is set to exist. And then Kaizen, small continuous improvement. Small continuous improvement. So these are all foundation tools. And then on the left side, you have the pillar of productivity. On the right side, you have pillar of the built-in quality. You see here, your continuous flow can boost your productivity. Can you respect this? Can you recognize this? If the flow is continuous, productivity can go up. Am I right? And in order to make the flow continuous, the work should flow like a river, a flowing river. Process must be connected and you must establish full way of working. All right. And then takt time. Takt time is, the speed at which the customer expect you to work. The speed at which you actually work is the cycle time. In ideal scenario, what should happen? The speed at which customer expect you to work and your actual speed, you work should be equal. Yes or no? That is the ideal scenario. So you should be able to check this at the, process level. And this is what we call it, pull system and just in time. And Jidoka. If any abnormality happens, the machines will stop automatically. And work is bifurcated clearly. What is performed by the machine and what is performed by the man over there. If that clarity is brought, slowly you can automate the human part also. Yes or no? If you don't know what the human is doing and what the machine is doing, you must always have that combination. If you know what the human is doing and what the machine is doing, for the human component, you try to automate and then integrate it with the machine. This is what we call it automation, isn't it? And then later on, it can be converted into a digitization using the Industry 4.0 techniques. So reduce the waste and speeding your turnaround time, streamlining the resource deployment, and build the customer satisfaction and customer loyalty. What is customer loyalty? Your people do more business with you, right? They come back again and again. They buy the product again and again. They will also buy your other product. They will also give a lot of referrals. They always, act as your ambassadors. They are called loyal customers. And can you tell me a metric which can help you to understand the percentage of loyal customers you have? NPS. NPS is a metric that can talk about the percentage, the percentage of loyal customers you have, isn't it? Because NPS stands for what? Net Promoter Score. NPS stands for Net Promoter Score. That means they are promoters. Promoters are loyal to you, yes or no? All right. And boost the business profitability and support for the global growth. So far, good, all of you? Everything is fine?
Sir,
Any
one doubt,
questions?
sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, that previous slide, sir. That lean concept, that goal, highest quality, lowest cost, and shortest lead time or lead team, sir.
Sorry, lead time. Yes, this is I picked up from a document. It is lead time.
Okay, thank you.
Very good observation. It's a lead time. There is an error in the image itself. All right.
Okay.
So let us proceed and talk about the 4 P's of Toyota production system. The first P is the philosophy, the purpose of the company. What is the philosophy your company is believing? Why should your company exist? Why Vision Excellence should exist? If we are not able to answer this question in a long-term perspective, the philosophy is not clear. People will always tend to say, we want to make more money and then help the society. No, you help the society and automatically you will earn more money. Do you understand? Right? So the focus should be on adding value to people's life. The focus should be on adding value to people's life. Will you be able to find the difference driving a car manufactured by a Toyota and other cars? Will you be able to find a difference? Can you relate the experience you will have with Toyota's product and with other cars? There will be difference, yes or no? So this is what the value they are adding into their product. Your company is simply a vehicle. Whatever is your company, you do. Whether you are a manufacturing company or a service company or whatever, your company is a vehicle, and the job of the vehicle is to add values or add value to the customer, society, and the community and associates. Do you understand? All your long-term decisions should be based on this philosophy only. All your long-term decisions. Important decision you take, about long term, and just ask yourself, is it going to really helpful to the society? But your short-term goals can be profit, your revenue, your money, yes or no? Your employee salary, these are all, short-term. But long-term, is it really helpful to the society? Is it benefiting the society and the community at large? So for the benefit of your long-term goals, you can even sometimes, you can even come forward to compromise on your short-term financial goals. All right. So the philosophy is, what is the philosophy here we are talking? The entire company should focus on adding value. Can you see that? The entire company should focus on adding value. Adding value for whom? Adding value for themselves?
Society, customers.
Yes, customer, society and the customers. Stakeholder, you must understand. And then principle number 2, process. You should always follow the right process to get the right results. Very good principle, isn't it? And but many a times companies don't understand this logic. When we ask them to produce in smaller batches, they might think that hey, what is this people? We have to every time we have to change something. Let's say if you advise them to change from one product to other product after every 2 hours. So every 2 hours, if I have to change, then I have to stop the machine. Yes or no? And why should I stop? Rather, I straight away produce, continually produce. This will be the psychology. But if you continually produce, the problem is you might overproduce. Yes or no? And then it can become a pile up of inventory. If there is so much inventory, what will happen? Your money will get blocked. And something wrong can happen with your inventories. So if you really wanted to avoid, you must understand, the process should have a continuous flow. And it should operate on full. Small stoppages are absolutely fine. You must understand that. In the long run, definitely. Maybe in the short run, you might think that there is a stoppage happening. Let's say, the data collection has to happen. If the people are advised to collect the data, they have to stop the work, yes or no? They have to stop the work, yes or no? Like right now, whatever I'm explaining, you definitely have to take down the notes. If you take down the notes, obviously, you may divert your focus by a little margin, yes or no? But taking notes is absolutely essential, right? So the same manner, certain things, like people might think in assembly line, every 2 hours, the parts are brought to the assembly line so that the assembly can start. People might think, why these people are not doing a nonsense? Every 2 hours they are bringing. Why not they give everything in one go? Right? If you think in that fashion, you will not be able to understand, the flow is getting disrupted sometimes. Right? And the pull will, get imbalanced, and then it will become a push without even checking whether the other person is doing the work or not. The previous process will keep on pumping the resources, and which sometimes become completely useless. Do you understand my point? The process before pumping the resources to the next stage should understand the resource is really in demand. This is good or not? So small stoppages are really good if you are concerned about resource optimization. And principle number 3, people and partners. We should always respect for humanity. Any action, anything we take, we should think in terms of the concerned people's perspective. So respect for humanity is definitely required, but at the same time, you should never hesitate to challenge your people and partners to think, learn, and grow. Yes or no? We have to respect the people. They all need a comfortable job. Yes, very good. But please understand, nothing wrong in challenging them. Make them to perform better, every single point of time. At the same time, you must allow them to grow. Right? So this point, the respect for humanity is not just providing them a stress-free environment, providing them the amenities, and providing them an employee-friendly environment, but Definitely having this component of challenging your people. This course itself is a challenge for all of us. Yes or no? All the people who opted for the Lean Champion course, we have challenged them. There will be an examination. Yes or no? And we have come forward to accept the responsibility of talking about all the foundation and the pillars of Toyota production system, and within a span of 15-16 hours. Is it not a challenge? The trainers have accepted it, the participants have accepted it, and so they have enrolled it. Nothing wrong in making the people go through the challenge of thinking, learning, and growing. That is the principle number 3. Principle number 4, problem solving and organizational learning. Your organization should slowly become a thinking organization. The DNA of the people should completely change, right? And they should always focus on fixing the root causes and setting the countermeasures and not simply working on the symptoms, right? And whether it is a product launch function or a project success function, always there must be a lessons learned component in it. India has won the World Cup. Do you think they might have documented the lessons learned from the winning of the World Cup? Even though they become the champion, they might have done several mistakes. Can you see that? And it is very important for the team management to note down all those mistakes and then work on those mistakes so that they can have a much more comfortable win in the next tournament. So this is called problem solving and organizational learning. Do you understand all the 4 P's? All of you, can you please type these keywords in the chat box?
Yes.
The 4 P's. What are the 4 P's? Philosophies, process, people and partners, and then problem solving. Please type it in the chat box. Take a minute and all 4 P's. Philosophy, process. You should never forget. People and partners. And finally, problem solving. Don't type only the philosophy, all the 4 P's. Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much, all of you. So we move on. And now let us deep dive. Let us deep dive and convert this understanding into solid principles. Are you interested in knowing? Are you interested in drilling down these 4 P's into easily understandable 14 principles? How many of you want to drill down and understand the principles? Okay, so the first one, philosophy is the foundation. Now here the principles are something. If you respect and live in harmony, it will attract great results for you. Principles are something which when you respect, it will help you to attract great results. But if you live against the principle, can you tell me what will happen? If you live against the principle, what will happen? It will certainly get you negative results. Yes or no? There are so many principles we all follow in our personal life. Isn't it? Will you lend money to everyone that is asking you, who is asking you? So there are many things, your parents should have taught you, isn't it? And you need to be kind to everyone around you. Right? And these are certain principles. And if you follow, you can definitely lead a very, very happy life. But if you live against the principles, you will definitely distract your happiness. So management decisions must be based on long-term philosophy. Sometimes even if it happens at the expense of the short-term financial goal, still okay. Please understand, this is the big reason many companies don't adopt Lean and Six Sigma and these kind of approaches. They will always say, sir, if I do this, this will go off. Let it go off for some time. All of you need metro train facility near to your house. Yes or no? Do you think metro will just like that come from the sky? There will be a lot of struggle. You must come forward to accept that struggle. Yes or no? In short term, there will be problems if you are talking about a big long-term benefit. This is the exact meaning of the first principle. Philosophy is the foundation. Clear, all of you? Tomorrow you are involved in project selection. Tomorrow you are involved in developing a new product. All your decisions must be based on the philosophy. Okay. Number 2, process. Create a continuous process flow. The advantage is all the problem will come to the surface. If you do not monitor anything, all the mistakes that are happening will be hidden, will be buried under the soil. Yes or no? So pull means you will also be able to monitor. And if the flow is smooth and the resources will be engaged all the time equally, and use pull to avoid overproduction and inventory. There is no point of simply talking about reducing the waste, reducing the overproduction, and reducing the inventory. Automatically they will vanish if you change your work style to pull, change your process to operate on pull, which means a particular process should pump out the resources to the next process only if the next process demands it. If you go and sit in the table, ask for the breakfast, then only breakfast will be served to you. That's how the services are happening in a restaurant. Yes or no? You have to go sit in the table and order for the food. Then only what happens? Food is prepared and served. Do you agree, all of you? They work on a pull basis, and customer satisfaction is at the best. Suppose if all the hotels, they have 4 idlis and 2 dosas on a banana leaf served ready, how many of you will happily eat and pay? This logic is applicable in your product also, not just idli and dosas, right? And level out the workload. There are 10 people, there are 10 machines, there are 10 lines, there are 10 factories. All of them should be equally loaded. That is the job of the leader. Yes or no? So level out the workload. Please note, you can work, you might think that, first resource, let me load it fully. Then I will focus on next resource. You are wrong. Then you are working like a hare. You should work like a tortoise. Everything should contribute. Every resource should contribute. You can increase the speed at a later stage. Right now, progress is important. Nothing should be idle. Yes or no? Let's say you hired 10 people and only 2 people are working. All 8 people are they are not contributing. Is it okay for you? The result has to come from all the employees equally. Yes or no? Am I boring,
Yes.
all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then, next point, build a culture of stopping. Build a culture of stopping. If a mistake happens, don't allow them to move on to the next stage. Don't allow individual, don't allow machines, don't allow your process to move on to the next stage if a mistakes happen. How many of you agree with this? Definitely, right? So that is the next principle. And standardize the task and processes. Always class happens in Zoom. It's a way of standardization, yes or no? Now your people will be extremely familiar using the Zoom. And last week and all of a sudden we used Teams, Microsoft Teams. And we are not able to make the presentation. So lack of standardization sometimes, can invite a brand new problem. Can you see that? So standardization, people can, produce results effortlessly. Standardization, standardize the task and processes, which is the foundation for continuous improvement and employee empowerment. Use visual control so no problems are hidden. Ashim, Dey, Parthiban, Sadashiv, and then Prakash, Vyas, and Richard. These people are allowing me to see them. I have a visual control over them. And I can also now take the responsibility to ensure they will, they will achieve the learning outcome in an excellent manner. Isn't it? Because visual control, if it is there, if any problem happens, it comes to the surface immediately. If these people are not focusing really to me, I can easily understand. But how about people who are hiding their faces? They might be listening to me, or they may be doing something else also. Yes or no? So problems will get hidden. If problems are hiding, where is the scope for improvement? So visual controls are absolutely essential. Think about converting your factory into a visual factory. Try to monitor everything and use only yes, I'll come to that. Use only reliable and thoroughly tested technology so that, your people and the processes, can produce results. Yeah, Padmanabhan, you want to ask something?
No, sir, no.
Okay, no problem. So all 8 principles understood? Any doubt? See, if you understand, in my opinion, you become a lean champion straight away. The rest
Could
of the
you
course
once
becomes
again repeat that build a culture of stopping to fix problems? So that
build a
fifth number.
culture of stopping to fix. Now you are stopping me. If you don't stop, what will happen? Many training
You will go
programs,
to
they
the
don't allow the participant to ask questions. They are against the principle number 5. They will tell that,
stop.
all the questions will be taken in the end. And then the trainer will not be available in the end. Half of the participants might have left the session in the lunch tea break itself. And now, where is that question gone now? No. So build a culture of stopping. If something goes wrong, empower the person over there to stop the process and question. Otherwise,
Okay,
you are
got it.
not
Clear.
empowering people, isn't it?
Correct. But
Yeah. This is
thanks,
called
sir.
people empowerment. People empowerment is not just giving them the designation, really giving them the power to execute the powers. Company should have, the, what do you call, the understanding that, they are really doing something good. Normally companies say, how did you stop the line? If something goes wrong, you take it parallelly.
Yes.
There is nothing wrong. Everybody coming to know about the problem that is happening in the workplace. But if the company is culturally wrong, they will treat that as, a big mistake, and then probably, they might even eliminate that particular person who actually, stopped the line. No, the stoppage is required sometimes. If you are focusing on perfection, yes, initial stages. Once the capabilities are up to the mark, it will flow on like a river. No stoppage. And principle number 9, grow leaders who thoroughly understand the work. Leave the philosophy. You don't have to tell what you want. They automatically understand what you require. Imagine you as a business owner. You have 4 people under you. These 4 people take care of all the requirements, the financial performance of the requirements. They keep the customers happy. One person keep the customers happy, and one person ensures, the organization is continuously learning, and one person ensures, the current processes are continually improved. That means you have leaders. Yes or no? Now you can peacefully focus on, your direct responsibilities of expanding the company to much greater heights. Yes or no? So grow leaders, not just appoint employees. You have to see leaders are, coming out from your employees who thoroughly understand the work and live the philosophy. And the philosophy is adding the value. Within Toyota, the vice president, I forgot his name, and he was drawing a salary lesser than a similar position offered by similar other car manufacturing companies. But still, he worked in Toyota for several decades, and then he was extremely happy. You know why? Why are we earning money? Because we are anyway we are going to reinvest, isn't it? We are not going to eat the money. So that you have to give your people such understanding, and definitely they will turn out to be leaders, and develop exceptional people and teams who follow the company's philosophy. You just don't require leaders. You also require team, high performing team. Respect your extended network of partners. Who is your extended network of partners? the suppliers, the vendors, isn't it? You might buy certain raw materials from others. You might buy from some child components from others. You have a network of, so many people. Respect them. Respect them and look at the finishing. What is written here? Challenge them also. Ask for a higher CPCPK, higher PPPPK, conduct frequent audits, isn't it? Gently threaten them. For what? They must also improve and grow along with you, isn't it? There is no point of simply settling with the supplier and vendor who bring everything at a very cheaper price. The goal is not just getting everything at a cheaper price, but integrating everyone, to understand the lean system, and then they should become part of your culture. The culture, should spread even across the extended network of the people involved. And then finally, problem solving. Go and see for yourself, first of all, to thoroughly understand the problem. We call it Gemba in lean, isn't it? Don't just, discuss everything, by sitting inside the AC room. You have to come out and go to the spot and go and see for yourself. Make decisions slowly. Always look for consensus. People should accept. All the stakeholders involved should accept a target, should accept a goal, should accept your strategy. Yes or no? So wait for the consensus. Thoroughly consider all options. Perform a SWOT analysis. Right? Perform a pest analysis. Do everything. But once the analysis is over, decision is taken. You must implement the decision rapidly. Do you understand? Right? And finally, the 14th one, become a learning organization through relentless reflection and continuous improvement. All that you learn, immediately you must put it into practice. Otherwise, there is no use, isn't it? And now if I give all of you an assignment to understand the purpose of to write down the purpose of your company, will you be able to write down why your company exists? In short term, what is your company is focusing? In long term, what is your company is focusing? Definitely your leaders would have done the exercise, but have they communicated you? If they have communicated, have you understood the purpose of your company existing in this universe? A question logical, right? If you are really feeling proud about it, you must continue serving such companies. Clear? So I still have another 15 minutes. Are we going good so far?
Yes, sir. Good,
It
good,
might
sir.
look
Yes, sir.
like a theory,
Okay, sir.
but then it
No,
will
no,
have a
very
lot of
relevant,
meaning.
sir. Not
Lot of
theory, sir.
meaning, yeah, in real life.
It's
Great.
very relevant.
Fantastic. And you have the responsibility to connect these learnings, right? Don't expect everything to come in the form of a ready-made solution. It will never happen. And you will realize only when you become older and older. So nothing wrong in realizing it when you are younger, so that you can actually take actions, right?
Honestly, sir, all these things are happening, but exact terminology, what are the logics behind all these things? I was not aware, means, in fact.
Correct.
So now I'm just related all these things. Why that my leaders were telling in that way? Why those training sessions were there? Why those people have fixed this kind of vision, mission kind of thing? So now I
Correct.
think just to get the clarity, sir.
Fantastic. Lot of good people have done good work and then they made it available to you. You don't have to reinvest your resources. Don't conduct a research again to test all the principles we have written here right now. Blindly follow and you will succeed. And you can focus on introducing a 15th principle. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your life in checking these 14 principles. If you are really, intelligent enough, introduce the 15th principles. You can give it a new name under your brand. It's possible. People are ready to follow. And the lean is an internationally acknowledged process to transform an organization to be competitive and profitable by eliminating waste. So what is a waste? A component of work you are doing in work, a task level activity, a small task you are performing in your workplace, but then you are not able to charge your customer for that. You are not able to include that element of work in your invoice. Do you get my point? you are not able to charge your customer. You are not able to write a line saying that you have done this, so your customer has to pay. You get my point?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All of these things are waste. If you can make your customer pay for something, that means you are doing value adding. Isn't it? If you have a hesitation to mention that in the invoice, you are doing a wasteful activity. Right? If you are selling a product in Amazon and somebody purchases your product for 200 rupees, and then you charge them a delivery charge of 120 rupees, do you think many people will buy? So you are including transportation cost 120 rupees, but how the customers are treating you now? They are not respecting that the charging of 120 rupees, isn't it? You must understand that. Find ways to eliminate that component. You will succeed in your business. Otherwise, not. Maybe you can always ask the customers to buy 2 quantities so that the delivery charge can be waived off. You can buy 2 numbers so that the delivery charge can be, that way it's a win-win. So think, in the lean's perspective, and this is what is known as, eliminating waste. It provides opportunity for enhancing the productivity, enhancing the quality, and a safer environment for all, right? And increase the competitiveness in your local market, domestic market, as well as global market. Your company can even supply the products, outside the country, and optimizes the space and natural resources, and it reduces the manufacturing cycle, rejection rate, and hence the production cost and the overall operating cost. Now you have a clarity, isn't it? What for lean is required. And now, I earlier spoke about the purpose of the company, the mission. The mission statement normally talks about the purpose, why your company should exist, for whom your company is existing, and what is it doing, and what it will achieve in the immediate time as well as in the long term. So if possible, all of you can do a small exercise in this manner, your company's purpose, and let us start with the lean system. In short term, what is the focus of the company? It should try to strengthen their processes. Do you understand? The processes have to become more and more capable. The more capable the process is, the chances are very less that a defect or a defective unit can reach the market. Do you understand? Why are we working on capability? To stop the defects from entering the market. But later on, once you achieve that, what should you do? What is written here? Value stream improvement. Do you understand? See, this is how many companies they do. They ensure only quality product reaches the market. They even come forward to perform 100% inspection. Yes or no? They perform 100% inspection so that the defective product never enters the market. But when will you recognize inspection is a non-value adding element? Yes or no? Inspection is a non-value adding activity. By inspecting a product, what will happen to a product if you inspect a product? Will remain as it is, or it will transform into a better one?
As it is.
So inspection is a non-value adding. Likewise, there are many activities which are actually non-value adding. You will come to know about all those non-value adding only if you document each piece of activity that is happening in the form of a value stream. And today, after the tea break in the main program, the value stream map will be explained to you, right? So that is the starting point of enhancing the productivity, right? So your lead time can come down drastically. So in the long term, every company should focus on value stream improvement. Today you are relying on inspection, but tomorrow, in the long term, your company should focus on value stream improvement. Do you understand this quadrant, all of you? Then
Yes.
learning community. Right now, we need capable people. Your HR can hire people who are intelligent enough straight away from the market. People who are black belt certified, master black belt certified, the intellect, the best of the intellect available in the market, your company is focusing on hiring. But in the long term, what should your company do? Convert your employees into strong intellects, yes or no?
Yes.
So that should be the long-term goal. This is the meaning of learning community. Not just hiring the best of the talent from the market. Convert your existing resources, human resource, into best of the talent. Okay. Then learning enterprises. Initially focus on capable partners. Nothing wrong in paying little extra. Nothing wrong in paying little extra. Don't focus too much on the money initially. Partner with capable partners. But in the long run, it should be a learning community. The partner should also learn along with you. You should also learn along with you. And the same partner should be able to provide you the best in class product at a very competitive price. Yes or no? That's how we all do. Initially, we buy some softwares and later realize the software is not required. Isn't it? I'm not saying that you disconnect all your partners. Partners' presence, is required for many other reasons. So don't disconnect them. Rather, all of you as a community, you must have the habit of learning. And you alone adopting lean is not enough. Your partner should also adopt. Yes or no? And finally, the fourth, value adding contributors. In short term, we all focus on profitability. But what the company should focus on in long term? The growth and contribution to society. Can you see that? Clear, all of you? So this is how, the purpose, the reason for a company to exist, should be documented. In such a case, the company can make a good progress. And I have, explained the same with a little more example. So lean system. See here, this is what I've written here. Lean system, learning community, learning enterprise, and then value adding contributor. So lean system means create some waste in the initial time to eliminate the waste completely in the long term. The statement might look, negative, just opposite to the lean philosophy. But what is it saying? Create some waste initially in the short term so that you can eliminate the waste in the long term. How many of you understand this? Like the metro facility is coming on in all metro cities, isn't it? So many stoppages, so many traffics, and so many struggles people go through. But after the metro is on, they enjoy, what to say? Faster commute to any place. Like imagine a surgeon performing operation in an operation theater. Do you think some attendants are required for the surgeon? But what the attendants will be doing during the operation? They'll be just standing, isn't it? So accept it. Certain waste, yes, incidental. You can't, avoid. But if you really ensure you gained the capability, then you can remove everything. Now we are seeing hospitals performing without the surgeon, isn't it? Surgery is performed without the surgeon. Yes or no? The robots are performing the surgery.
Yes. Robo. Yeah.
Where is the attender gone? Where is the doctor gone? But initially, how it all started? It all started with the surgeon, with a lot of attenders who bring all the tools required for the surgeon. They bring it in a properly arranged plate. Isn't it? The surgeon can easily pick up on his own. But initially, little waste is okay. Do you understand, all of you, what the meaning of the statement? I'm not saying that waste is officially permitted. No. If you are in the very initial stages, creating some waste in order to eliminate waste in the long term is okay. It is simply because of this reason companies and people show a lot of resistance. Change management becomes easier if you allow people to understand this. Is that clear to all of you? If you ask a company to reduce the batch size, they may not accept immediately. But in the long run, there will be a lot of benefit, right? A dedicated person having a higher level of responsibility must be well paid, correct? Because he has a lot of responsibility. He has to build the team and he has to make the systems pull. There is a lot, lots of responsibility he has to execute. So This is also a recommendation from lean system. So pay more money per piece initially rather than seeking the lowest cost commodity provider. Initially. Do you understand what the recommendations of the lean system? Now the learning community. Invest time and money in the short term to gain back a lot of the same, lot of time and money in the long term. Is it clear? All of you are decided to learn 16 hours on the lean principles, tools, and techniques. It is going to pay back very nicely in the future. People will recognize, yes, they invest that 16 hours of time. So nothing wrong in investing your time and money in the short term so that you can gain back all of them at a higher amplitude in the near future. And TPS is no more Toyota production system. It is thinking production system. Make people think properly. It is the thinking which is the root cause of many, many problems. Isn't it? If you correct the thinking, that means the DNA has got changed. We need the transformation happening at the DNA level. All right, not just keeping boards and flexi banners. And reinvention is another waste. How many of you agree? If something is well established, accept it. You don't have to re-research and then, and come to the same conclusion. Not required. Your life is limited. We have to, keep on moving. Have individuals, have your employees, always appoint employees who have the capacity to think, learn and grow. Otherwise, whatever be the skill, they are going to be of useless for your organization. They should be able to think and then learn and then grow. If they say, sir, this is what I'm capable of and this is what I do, that means straight away they show a lot of resistance to learn. They think that they can't really change the results and improve the current processes because they are so much comfortable with what they have been doing currently. No, we need people who can think well, learn well, and then grow along with us. So now the 4 quadrants I have explained, right? So please note, lean enterprise, we mean customer do not excuse faulty parts just because an outside supplier made it. Only you are responsible, right? Supplier should have the same level of commitment to the lean system. You should form a learning community. This is what we mean as lean enterprise. Enterprise-wide planning. What does it mean? Whatever KPIs you are setting, the same KPIs your vendors and suppliers should also fulfill. Do you agree to it? If your CPCPKs have to be great, then your suppliers and vendor CPCPK should also have to be great. If that is not happening, the implementation will not happen at the enterprise level. Maybe at the department level, something will happen. All right. So enterprise, we include all elements of the people involved. And value-adding contributor. The purpose of money, please understand this, very, very important statement. The purpose of money is to reinvest in the future. None of us are going to take the money along with our, when we vanish from this world, how many of you will take away all the money you earned? So understand the purpose. Money is not everything. Money is not everything, right? What are you contributing to the society and community, isn't it? And the people who are associated with you. That in that sense, you must define value. Can you see that? So purpose of money is to reinvest so that we can continue doing this forever to help the society and community at large. Clear? So what is value adding? What is lean? Lean is all about identifying and eliminating the waste so that you are streamlining your process and making it a pull-based, isn't it? And free from all forms of waste, all 7 types of waste. And if you understand this, you can drive in this platform. You are now eligible to drive your car in this platform. Can you drive faster now? Definitely. And what will be your fuel efficiency? The best. You are able to drive fast at the same time. The fuel economy is great. But here, don't respect all these principles. You are driving in a traffic. You are not moving, losing a lot. And the choice is yours. So my recommendation is all of you can convert yourself, into a champion of all these principles and tools and techniques, right? And if you can also get it certified from the government, there is nothing like it. And more than that, if you really, enhance your level of confidence and then speak with the same energy level, whenever you are interacting, whether it is a business deal you are trying to close, or you are interacting with your customer or, a competitor, or you are sitting in the interview, and you will convert the scenario into a success without any doubt. So there are certain tools which probably all of these tools can be very much helpful to lay a proper foundation. Can you see that, all of you? These are all
Yes.
foundational tools, and these are all tools that can certain tools that can boost your productivity. Am I right? Can I say that? All these tools can speed up the work. That means can boost your productivity. And all these tools what you are seeing on the last, and these are all the tools that can boost your built-in quality. And there can be many that can be added, which the experts of the program they will be doing it after the tea break. And there are so many tools I'm not going to read out. Rather, I will prefer to share this material with all of you who can just read, because I've already highlighted. What is 5S? Organizing your workplace. How many of you would like to see your house, completely organized? When somebody enters, the house automatically dictates where the chapel must be, you have to keep. There is a board available, there is a space provided, and all the visitors, they remove their chapel and then clean their, the food properly, and then they enter your house. How good it is, isn't it? You might think that, creating all that, the furnishing, is costlier, but it is actually good, right? And I think all of you will make some improvement, enhancement to the place you live, right? And today you contact a very good interior decorator, and then you can get your house completely organized so that the built-in quality and productivity can be at a greater level, even when you are performing work from home. All right. So visual control and standard operating procedure, just in time, Kanban. Kanban is a system, that can help you in ensuring the pull. And cellular layout. Like your factory is divided into different cells, and every cell is specialized in performing a certain activity. And then value stream mapping. Value stream mapping, one important hint I would like to give. Imagine you all of you have gone for an industrial visit when you are studying, isn't it? They will take you from the place, the raw material, where the raw material is stored, and then show you all the processes, and you will be inspired by seeing them, isn't it? And then in the final stage, you see the car coming out. It should have happened, isn't it? You might have visited a chocolate factory, you might have visited, a packaging industry, or you might have visited a car manufacturing company. They will take you from the stage of raw material till the stage of finished product. For value stream mapping, you have to do it in the reverse order. Start from the last stage, the finished product, and ask yourself where from this finished product has come. And go to the previous stage, and now you understand all the process. Can you see that? Once you list down all the process, ask yourself a question: whether this unit has come on its own to the next stage, or it is pulled by the next process. Do you get my point? You list down all the process, then at every stage, you have to ask yourself whether this product has come just like that on its own, or it is pulled by the next process. If it has come just like that on its own, you have a chance for improvement there. Do you understand? Introduce a small mechanism there by which the output is sent to the next process only after a signal is received. You understand? So in this manner, you have to capture everything that is happening at every process, whether it is operating in a push manner or pull manner, and how many operators are working, how much inventory is given to them, how much time they are taking. All that piece of information must be captured and put it nicely in an easily understandable manner using, globally recognized standards and symbols. The resulting diagram is known as value stream mapping. We will be hand-holding you to create one such map, right? And there will be a ladder diagram in it, and all that, will be explained as part of the Lean Champion program. The purpose is this: if you create a value stream map, you understand, all the improvement opportunities. All the improvements, certain improvements, can happen just like that immediately. You call it rapid improvement, and certain improvement, might take 1 week or 2 weeks, and they are considered as normal cases. So, okay, mistake proofing, single minute exchange of dice, a tool to minimize the changeover time, and the total productive maintenance, and a tool to ensure all your equipments are always productive. They never, the stoppage is rare. And Kaizen Blitz and the rapid improvements are known as Kaizen Blitz, and 7QC tools, you all know, and Jidoka, and then Heijuka. So all these tools, a deeper look will happen as we proceed. And at this stage, I would like to play a video and then, hand over the session to the next level. So since I am playing the professional career, and if some of you would like to be part of our upcoming sessions, please do not hesitate to open the link, and we are there to help you. Right. So thank you so much, all of you. And I think
Gopal
I
sir.
have 10 minutes. Yes, Padmanabhan.
Sir, one small doubt.
Yes.
For value